For decades we thought our galaxy was just drifting randomly through an endless chaotic universe. We pictured ourselves floating freely in a massive three-dimensional void. We were completely wrong. The Milky Way isn't just floating, it's trapped. We are caught entirely inside a massive, flattened cosmic structure, pushed to the brink by an invisible void, and surrounded by a ring of 12 ancient, giant galaxies that act like cosmic sentinels. They dictate our gravity. They control our future. And for billions of years they have been hiding right in our blind spot. This is the terrifying, beautiful reality of the giant cosmic sheet. And once you see where we actually live, you will never look at the night sky the same way again. To understand the trap we are in, you first need to understand our neighborhood. If you ask an astronomer where we live, they'll tell you about the local group. It's a gravitational family of over 100 galaxies, dominated by two massive heavyweights, our Milky Way and our neighbor, Andromeda. But as our telescopes got better and our 3D mapping of the universe became more precise, a strange pattern began to emerge. When astronomers mapped out the brightest galaxies within 35 million light-years of Earth, they didn't find a random spherical swarm. Instead, they found a pancake. Almost everything around us is squashed into an incredibly thin, highly organized planar array. We call it the local sheet. It is 34 million light-years across, but bizarrely, only about 1.5 million light-years thick. In the grand scale of the cosmos, that is razor thin. And here is where it gets weird. According to our best mathematical models of the universe, the standard laws of physics governing dark matter and gravity at a flat sheet like this shouldn't be this crowded. It should be relatively empty. But we aren't empty. We are packed. The number of massive luminous galaxies squeezed into our specific slice of space is over 5 times denser than the cosmic average. Mathematically speaking, we are a massive statistical anomaly, a glitch in the standard model. So, how did we get so lucky? To answer that, we have to look at the bouncers guarding the door. Welcome to the Council of Giants. Surrounding our fragile local group is a highly organized, literal ring of 12 massive galaxies. They form a continuous boundary spanning 24 million light-years in diameter, and they are standing in gravitational judgment of the Milky Way. Most of these giants are spinning spiral galaxies, much like our own. But two of them are different. Centaurus A and Maphi 1 are what we call giant ellipticals, massive, puffy, ancient beasts built from the wreckage of countless galactic mergers, and they sit on exact opposite sides of the Council, effectively framing us. This isn't just a cool coincidence. It is the reason we exist. Billions of years ago, in the violent early days of the universe, these two ellipticals were exploding with quasar activity, blasting superheated galactic winds out into space. Because they sit perfectly opposite each other, their shockwaves acted like a cosmic funnel. They physically corralled and shepherded vast oceans of primordial gas straight toward the center of the ring, straight into the gravitational well of the Milky Way and Andromeda. They force-fed us. The only reason our galaxy has the gas to create new stars, new planets, and eventually us, is because the Council of Giants breathed life into our space. But the Council doesn't just protect us, it quarantines us. By analyzing the flow of tiny dwarf galaxies in our neighborhood, astrophysicists found a hard limit to our existence. At exactly 2.4 million parsecs away, the gravity of the Milky Way cancels out perfectly with the gravity of the Council. Cross that invisible line, and you belong to the giants. They have completely walled us off from the rest of the universe, restricting our growth and defining our absolute realm of influence. But as powerful as the Council is, even they are running from something much, much worse. The entire giant cosmic sheether, Milky Way, Andromeda. The Council of Giants isn't sitting still. We are moving together as a cohesive macroscopic raft, hurtling through the universe at mind-bending speeds. And we are running away from a monster. Immediately bordering our sheet is the local void. It is an immense, hyper-expanding region of absolute nothingness, stretching up to 200 million light-years across. In the cosmos, voids don't have anti-gravity, but because they lack mass, matter naturally accelerates away from them toward anything denser. For billions of years, the local void has acted like a colossal cosmic snowplow, violently sweeping up dark matter and galaxies, pushing them outward. That is why we are squashed into a pancake. We are the debris piled up on the edge of the snowplow right now. The local void is shoving our entire cosmic sheet away at 260 kilometers per second. At the same time, a massive congregation of thousands of galaxies known as the Virgo cluster is reeling us in like a fish on a hook at 185 kilometers per second. We are caught in a massive cosmic slipstream pushed by the dark and pulled by the light. So, with all this incredible, terrifying architecture right in our backyard, why did it take us so long to figure this out? Because the universe was hiding in our blind spot. When you look up at the night sky, you are looking through the disk of our own Milky Way galaxy. The billions of stars, the thick interstellar dust, the glowing gas, it acts like a brick wall. Astronomers call it the zone of avoidance. For nearly a century, 20% of the entire extragalactic sky was completely invisible to us. Some of the most important members of the Council of Giants, like Maphi 1 and 2, were sitting right next door this whole time. But because they were hidden behind our own galactic dust, We didn't even know they existed until we learned to look at the universe using infrared and radio waves. Once we pierced the veil, everything changed. Understanding the giant cosmic sheet has actually helped us solve some of the biggest mysteries in modern physics. It explains why high-energy cosmic rays bombard the Earth asymmetrically. It even helps us correct our measurements for the expansion of the universe itself. We aren't just an accident floating in the dark. The Milky Way is the product of an incredibly complex, highly orchestrated gravitational ecosystem. Our flat, anomalous home shielded us, the Council of Giants fed us, and the push of the void sculpted us. The giant cosmic sheet is more than just our address in the universe. It is the exact reason we are here to look up at it in the first place.